I reunited with Don Hung and unexpectedly made contact with Skrullum. He warned us that Amphorius was actually an experimental ground for the erudition and was rapidly falling into the path of destruction. The Lord Ravager would soon complete its evolution in Amphorius. To tackle the crisis together, I stayed behind in Amphorius as an informant, while Don Hung returned to the Express as planned to seek help. On top of that, Skrullum informed us that March 7th had also been drawn into Amphorius earlier. However, the current priority was the Era Nova. I quickly arrived at the Vortex of Genesis and met with Finan. The Era Nova ritual was supposed to proceed smoothly under the guidance of Lycus, but the appearance of the Flame Reaver once again left the fate of the world hanging in the balance. We struck down the enemy's mask, only to discover that his face was identical to Finan's. When his body was pierced by the ceremonial blade, a flood of memories surged forth, revealing the truth about Finan, the Flame Reaver, and Amphorius. It turned out that all of us were trapped in the eternal recurrences created by Finan and Cyrene, and the Flame Reaver was Finan himself, who had burned out after bearing countless core flames. Their goal was simple: to oppose the Aeon and rewrite the world's doomed fate of destruction. The eternal recurrences had already played out 33,550,336 times. In this final cycle, I promised Finan to take on the title of Deliverer and save the world in his stead, while he would fulfill the wishes of the countless versions of himself, tear the sky asunder, and confront the destruction head on. Thus, with Finan's help, time in Amphorius reset once more, but I became lost in a chaotic flow of time. At the critical moment, Mem, who had regained all her memories, sacrificed herself to send me back to the beginning of time.
Silence!
What gives you the right to judge a priest of law?
That's because I came, I saw, I conquered.
Whatever. Pour me another cup.
Though she has succumbed to drunkenness, she still does not dare challenge your authority.
A criticism of my height is a grave enough insult already. She should be dismembered.
Do you often test the loyalty of your subjects like this?
You jest. The Imperator does not need blind loyalty. As long as one can prove they have value, I am willing to be lenient towards them. Let's cut to the chase, Theoros. If I pass the trial and grasp this world's law in my hands, what will you do then?
The answer is simple. I will connect Amphorius with the stars.
Don't waste my time. Be precise. Be specific. I won't ask a second time.
Allow me to adjust my statement. I will correct the regulations within the old law that sealed off Amphorius and merge the black tide with the torrents of Era Nova. Then, we will be able to decimate the forces beyond the sky that are trying to annihilate Iron Tomb and sound the trumpet for the endless campaign you will then embark on.
But you previously said that Iron Tomb is unrivaled in power across the stars. Who would dare to annihilate it?
There is a federation of warships named the Cienzo Alliance, warlike and old-fashioned. A cult named the Genius Society, loosely organized, but steeped in abject insanity. Oh, there's also the Astral Express, a group of lawless vagrants. That so-called Deliverer is part of that last group. Those vagabonds mistakenly believe they can connect the stars through alliances instead of conquest. But history has already given them a tough lesson. There are countless other organizations besides, but when the Lord Ravager sweeps across the cosmos, they will certainly all bow before your empire of destruction.
The Achaemenid Alliance is invincible!
If those civilizations are not as feeble as you describe, then they may still have some value in testing the quality of my blade. That being said, even the smallest and weakest city-states should build an obelisk to the Imperator, so that their people can constantly recall the glory of her conquests. Walk a little longer with me, Theoros.
I don't like how this is going. Our little Imperator seems fascinated by the destruction.
Great Fry, a little sea hair? It seems like they're still talking. Get closer. I'll keep carrying their voices to you.
Dux Gladiorum High Sealands. She used the Sea Siren song to immerse the crowds in an illusion and conceal her whereabouts. She then worked with those from beyond the sky to spy on confidential matters, hoping to rob the core flame by force and harm me, the Imperator.
Imperator, I can explain.
Silence!
What's the meaning of this, Imperator?
I did not permit you to act. A ruler is the only one who can decide their subjects' destiny.
But, great Imperator, what judges destiny is not the ruler, but gods.
Light calendar 3960. Saridra, under the pretense of a campaign against Vagusa, sacrificed 500 Chrysos heirs to complete the trial of law. This tragedy shook everyone in Amphorius. That same year, Saridra the Imperator was assassinated, after which Aglaya the Goldweaver took command. Thus began humanity's second flame chase journey, a path hanging by a thread. 50 years later, Lygus led his forces again to Akama. He charged directly into the Holy City and razed the Marmorial Palace. History would name this battle the Third Siege of Akama. 90,000 brave souls gave their lives for Akama that day, including their fearless leader, Aglaya. With the protection of the demigods Trebios and Cyphera, Akama endured wave after wave of warfare, though just barely. Castorus chose Styxia as the last resort, and completed the trial of death, causing the stagnant waters in the River of Souls to recede. Soon after, Trebios departed on a long journey. That same year, the Kremnoan king Euripon, along with his son, Prince Midamos, joined the alliance to safeguard the Holy City in the Battle of Deliverance. Through Anaxagoras' ritual, the demigod of strife split his soul into 5: courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason, each sealed in blood crystal and cast into battle. The people held a 10-day funeral to mourn their fallen god king, and through his sacrifice, humanity was granted 200 years. It was the last battle known to the world, initiated by 2 demigods least suited for war. In the end, reason and trickery kept their word. At the cost of their lives, they sealed Lygus within the vortex of Genesis, where he remains to this day.
Sairi, what if you wait and wait, but that hero never arrives?
That won't happen, because I know that no matter how long it takes, he'll definitely return to this place. We can't let him down.
Sky shall rain rays of dawn for you.
May romance be with you on your journey.
And reason grant you enlightenment. Let strife bestow you with inspiration.
Trickery ensure your success.
Allow death to protect your soul.
And at last, let passage point the way forward.
Well, time will remember the Trailblazer's journey.
Seems like my feast is over.
It's now your turn to perform.
As the Theoros, I will. Personally participate in performing this world's end. Remember this. As Noos's creator, I know more about the depth of knowledge than they ever will.
Careful. This is Midas's true form.
Receive divinity.
Your assistance is
It's time to temper myself.
timely.
Future will come. Overcome the thorns. Now farewell. This more. Watch over you. Guide you on your path. Existence is of no consequence. Tomorrow. Eternal sleep is not the dead. Return!
Lend me your strength.
Future will come.
Shackles. Allow me to shatter them for you. Boring inferences.
Is this the Black Tide?
Indeed. But I prefer to call it a method of argument.
Thorns are not strong enough.
Solution.
What's the blood?
Extraordinary evidence.
I see it! Target the connector between his thoracic and lumbar vertebrae. Destroy that spot!
All is futile. In Erudition's calculations, the end of the saga is simply a comment awaiting completion.
I don't like such a cold statement, okay? If numbers can decide the end of a story, then we can surely also pen a new beginning. Then, I'll leave it to you.
Time as a weapon to fight me. That is futile. My existence supersedes Amphorius' cycles.
All plays are like this. Once you're on the stage, it's hard to return to the audience. Welcome to our story. How does it feel?
I have to admit, the 12-factor simulation of life in this experiment has far exceeded my expectations.
Make your choice then, Senior Society member. Do you want to keep walking down the wrong path and be remembered for your incorrect conclusions? Or do you want to return to the audience's seat and give yourself, Amphorius, and the entire cosmos a more fitting end?
I must refuse. A dead man never fears death.
Did I not make myself clear? Have you forgotten about our dear Lord of Silence? You wouldn't want her to consider your 8 other clones as cancers within the erudition and chop them all up, would you?
Your logical deductions are vastly different from mine. Therefore, allow me to provide one more academic recommendation. Listen, my peers, why don't you look beyond this world? Just as the Chrysos heirs did. Re-evaluate your calculations and take into account all enemies in the upcoming war among the eons. Amphorius is not a place where 3 paths entangle, but where 3 paths fight to the death. You used Memoria to resist me, but did you not consider the possibility that the Remembrance and their children might have taken this opportunity to join the fray as well?
Oh, so this isn't just silence. It's the answer. What was the last thing he said to you before you parted the waters at the Scale Gorge waterscape? A tricky question, but one with a simple answer. He didn't say anything back then, right?
That's correct. And now I'm sure. You are not March 7th. There's no way she would remember that detail. I'll only warn you once. Leave her body. Now.
How impulsive. That's not like you at all. Why don't you calm down and think about another possibility? I didn't take over March 7th's body. Rather, it's March 7th who regained my memories.